I have started the recording. This is Design 301. It's our Tuesday, September 28th, and we are on Google Meet. And we're starting our drawing standards and annotations. So we've done a little bit with annotations. We're going to do more. And we're also going to do just a little bit on orthographic views to get you started. And then we'll do more on orthographic views next week when we do the last part of our drawing standards, which are dimensions. Okay, so here we go. We are going to work with AutoCAD. We've got some lectures and labs. There are a few things to look at in the playlist. This thing about presets and resource files, that's kind of important. We use that a lot, and you'll just barely touch using that this week. And we've done that already a little bit. We've been using the Design Center and things like that. These are about drawing sizes and title blocks. They're different title blocks in different industries. They carry different information, but these are the basics that you can go by. And then I really should have these in a different order. This is the best video I have ever seen to explain orthographic drawings. It's just so clear and simple, and in 2 minutes, they give you what you need to know and nothing else. So there we go. That's a great one to watch. And then this is a demo of one of the exercises that you've got today, this week. And then I'll demo the other one in class, but I'm not going to give you a specific video on it. So that won't take you too long. You can just buzz through those and look at those in short order. We do have a resource folder, which I've already got opened up here. Now, there's two things to draw, and you're going to do the upper one and not do the lower one. That's for later on if you choose to. You're going to do the upper one here, and you're going to do the left one here. Okay? So those are two of your exercises. And then there's two files. There's a resource file that you're going to need and a template to make your own title block with that you can do. Okay, so those are available for you. There's two postings. Let's see what they are here. Is that fourth? Yes, it is. Oh, here's a. So this is, sometimes you get something called a design drawing, and it is more than a production drawing. So here's one to kind of look at and figure out what design is being done here. Okay, what is it trying to impart or figure out or verify or know? And then just make a quick video. And, you might need to know some information to create the drawing, and you might need to have some calculations. You don't need to calculate, but this is just kind of cool to look at and expand your mind over that. And then the other one is a job search one. And this one's cool. That was my first job interview. Crash and burn. Okay? I was so up for it. Yeah. Okay? And so I wasn't at all prepared. And later on, I got very much more prepared. I found this group here I think they're awesome. So down here, this is Jobcast by Indeed. So I think they're a subsidiary or they're a contractor or something. And I've looked at a few of these, and they are just really, really well done. So if you look at one of those, It's kind of like find one that maybe kind of gets in line with something you'd be interested in, and check it out and see what they have to say. I think they're pretty good. And after you do, I mean, maybe you want one that you think is stupid and would never apply to you. That's cool. But just pick one and then watch for the first 2 or 3 minutes. They go through who it's going to be talking and why you should listen to them and all that kind of stuff. But then they go very quickly into what you're supposed to take away from it, what you're supposed to learn. And then you can stop watching and then post a 1 to 2 minute video to say, oh, that, yeah, I see what they're trying to get across. That could be important because. All right. So, and that's a really good way to kind of peruse through these to find out which ones are which. Okay. So those are your, excuse me, are your discussions. What are you going to do? You're going to create your own title block. You're going to use the standard title blocks that I have available for you and represent 4 of your drawings. You're going to just represent 4 of your drawings. So now instead of just being a thing on a white background, it's going to be a thing on a title block. And then next week, you're going to take those and you're going to put dimensions on them. Okay, so this is a step in the process. Drawing it was a step in the process. Putting your view on a title block is a step in the process. And then next week, adding the dimensions is a step in the process. And then you're going to also create orthographic drawings. Okay. This is not the most work of all weeks, but it's fairly heavy. So what do we have to do? There's this one again. That's good. You're going to show me your title block filled out like this. Now, I want to see the whole title block plus the layers. Whole title block plus the layers. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you. Okay? So there, and that's probably today's. The whole title block plus the layers. Here's 4 stand, and I'll do this for you next on Thursday. And I'll do these ones for you on Thursday. You're going to draw, FRT means front, right, top. You're going to make 3 views. Front, right, top. Okay, and I've got a demo of this one. And then I'm going to see how you do on this one. Kiddo? So not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4 to fill out, plus this cool thing right here. Okay, any questions about what to do or where to find things before we jump in and I start doing the demo of that make your own title block? Okay. Then here we go. I'm going to jump over to VMware. So I've got VMware open. And I'm going to open the template drawing. I've already downloaded it. Hopefully I downloaded the right one. Yep, there it is. That's what you're going to open up also. And I put everything in here for you. I put your cool template here, and I even put the instructions in here. So you're going to create some layers, then you're going to fill this part out down here according to these directions so that it looks like this. And then I want you to just create a pattern using your own initials That way I know this is yours. Okay, so here's my first thing to do. I see I need hidden to, center to. Let me make sure my line weights are set for inches. That's important. I'm going to turn my line weights off so it's not quite so heavy. And I'm going to type line weight, line type, sorry. And I'm going to load hidden to and center to. There's center to. And let me load hidden to. And now I can make my things. And I'm going to make these instead of pull them in because it's telling me exactly what to do. Here we go. I'm going to pull it over nearby so that I can see it. Geometry. And these are all capitalized. Geometry. White, continuous, 0.028. That looks good. I'm going to put my zero layer back on default. Okay, my next one is hidden. And it's red. Index color 1, that was good. Hidden 2. .014. Center is yellow. Center to 0.014. Dimension green. Continuous 0.014. Hatch cyan 0.014. And text magenta. And these aren't normally, you don't usually use magenta there, but that's okay. Okay, and I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of text. So I'm going to make text current, double check. And are they up there? Yes, they are. So I've got that done, and I'm going to get rid of it now. So now down here, I see some information. I want to write American River College, and it says my justification is fit. It's going to fit between those 2 points, and it's going to be 0.2 high. That's the DT command. DT. I'm going to get rid of my dynamic text. I just don't like it. And I'm going to move this out of the way also. It's too busy. Now it's a little easier for me to read. DT, J for justify, F for fit. And it says first point, second point. From the center to the center. Specify height, 0.2, it says. I'm just reading this up here. 0.2. And my text. That is too cool. Enter, enter. Ha! Oh, so awesome. What's my next one? Drawing title. It says middle center. DT. J for justify middle center. And then it says to pick the middle point right there. Height 0.2. And it should say all caps. Drawing title. Oop. No rotation. Enter, enter. Here's another middle center at 0.125. DT. Justify, middle center. 0.125. Your name. Now, enter. You actually get to put your name in there, because this is going to be your title block. Now, all of these ones are 0.08. All of those ones are 0.08. And I think they're called justify left. So DT justify left. Height 0.08. Title. Enter. Now I can pick enter. Enter, enter, size. File name. Oop. I got to read my command line. And I'm just hitting enter to repeat the command. Drawn by. Scale. Specify height. 08. Enter, enter, scale. Date. Oh, darn it. I got ahead of myself. And sheet. Okay, now I've got 1 of 1, 0.125, 0.125, 0.125. Okay, all the rest are DT, middle center, 0.125. That gets an A size drawing, which you'll find out about. Name. One equals. mm-dd-yy, enter. And you'll get good. I mean, I'm just reading the command line. It's already middle center. Click. 0.13, enter. 0.0, enter. And 1 of there. Now, the problem is I've got all these things on the 0 layer, right? It's like, darn it. So I have to figure out how to clean this up really quickly. So here's what I'm going to do. First, I'm going to turn off my text layer. Let me actually put myself on the geometry layer, turn off the text layer, and then, you know, all these lines should be on geometry or border or something like that. So I'm going to put all those on a different layer. I'm going to put all those on geometry. And then if I turn geometry off, now those are left alone where it's really easy for me to select them and erase them. How cool is that? And I have a nice one to do. Now, if I need to change something, the command is ED, enter, pick, and then you can type stuff. You can also double click. I tend not to do that because double clicking can sometimes send you into a weird thing depending on what's going on. So I think I've got it right. I'm going to delete that. And delete that. It's all looking right. There we go. Isn't that cool? Now create a pattern out of my initials. So I'm going to do, I don't know, DT, middle center, there we go. And now I'll just make a little pattern out of that. I don't know. I'll do a there. I don't. Yeah, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. There we go. So that's going to be a save. File, save as, and this is going to be my ROS title block A. Now to make this usable to you over and over and over again, you can put it on a layout. So how would I do that? I'm just going to copy it. Actually, I'm going to do my select, right click, copy, and I'm going to go put it on a layout. I'm going to get rid of the stuff that's there, right click, and clipboard, paste. Now I can get rid of this if I want to, because I've still got it over here. Now I've got a title block that I can use over and over and over again. I'm going to call this my TB. Oops. Click, right click, TB A. So I can always get this and put it on another drawing if I want to. Okay. So there you go. That's kind of it. Not too hard, right? That's the assignment. Okay. And of course you can come over here and you could also, if you wanted to, make sure that we had this showing also. So for your thing. Go. For your portfolio, you might do something like that. And put it in. And you could add some information, and you could maybe do this, and you could do something like you could call that your required layering convention, and maybe give it a different background, something like that. Make it bold, make it centered, something like that. And this one you could have your, which call out did I use? That one. Well, that was silly. Why didn't I just copy that one? Something like that. And then you would have it. Or some other cool thing. But I'm definitely showing this. That's the main thing. Second part is that you've got these in here, your layers. And then this is just for fun to show that you've got something that says that you've made it your own. Any questions on that one? Hopefully straightforward. Okay. And of course, I did it very quickly because I've taught this class probably 30 times, and I've done this 2 or 3 times per class. And then I also practice. So I've got a couple hundred of these under my belt of this exact same one. So of course I did it very quickly. Don't be surprised if it takes you a little while. And then away you can go. Okay, so let's take a look now at some ways that you can use these standard title blocks. So here's my standard title block file. And did I save this? I don't remember. There we go. I just saved it. And I think what I want to do is open up that resource file. So I don't seem to have it handy. So I need to download that resource file. Here we go, and I'll download it. Hopefully I've got everything in there right. And I remember that's what I'm going to use as my design center work. So I'm going to open that up and see what's in there. Ignore. And I see that there are some layouts in there. I see that there's a whole bunch of layers in there. I see that there's a whole bunch of dim styles in there. This thing looks like it's pretty well loaded up. This looks like a good thing to have. And remember, I'm going to use my design center to get there. So then the requirement is that I that I use this on some of my older files. Let me go back to week 4. That's a cool one. Let me just open that up. So I want to show this on a title block, and I want it to be filled out. So I don't have a title block down here, so I need one. And remember, what we do often, you can make one and set it up, but I go to a template file, a resource file, a title block file, whatever your company calls it, and I write DC for Design Center. I'm going to stick it over here on the side. And I look at my open drawings and layers, right? That's what I want to know about. No, layout. Sorry, not layers, layout. And I go, I wonder how big I want this to be. I think I'll just put it on a little architectural A-size one. Drag it in. Here we go. And now remember, when I've got my layout, I want to click and I want to make a new rectangular layout. Now it helps if I'm on the def points layer. But that's not on here already. See if it's in here. I need def points. And I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to make my def points layer current. And I'm going to go to my layout, rectangle. I maybe want it right there. There we go. I've got it. And now I need to finish things up. That was array number 1. You can put your whole name here, but I usually do like initial. Now, I don't care about a scale here, so I can write none. And this is sheet 1 of 1. There. I'm set. It's done. So that won't take you too long. This is why I wanted that on what's called the def points layer. Because when we look at the def points layer, it says it won't print. So I know how big this is and where it is and how it's sitting here, but it's not going to print. When I do a print preview, like here's my print plot. I'll go to a single sheet, drawing to PDF, and I have my PDF open so it'll work. Layout. I'll make it ACAD CTB. That means it'll do the colors. Let me preview that. See, the box didn't show up. Isn't that cool? And that allows me to put dimensions over here or notes over here or things like that. So as a matter of fact, I might even want to put some notes on. Now I don't have dimensions or text. So I probably need to come over here and drag some text in here. See how that resource file is so cool? DT. And again, what's cool about that is it doesn't show up over here. Now, it could be that I also, just because I'm having fun, I'm going to make another one here. Now check this out. First of all, that should be on my depth points layer. Properties, and put that on my depth points layer. And you don't have to do all this. Oops. I'm just having fun showing you why things work. Now I'll go into here and I'll zoom in so all I see is one of these. Isn't that cool? I can show it over and over again. And you don't have to do all this, but it's just kind of cool. And you can even, if you want, go to my annotate and you can put on a multi-leader. I'm going to have to find a spot for it. There we go. See how you can play around with this and have some fun? So now you're slowly getting into the idea of what layouts are for, what viewports are for, and some of the annotations that you can do to start really working on your industry standards. Okay, so this would be one of the ones. So I could do a print preview. That's kind of cool. And so that might go here. And look, you can put all four on one page. That will be fine. Or you can add a page or two if you want to. You can just duplicate this page if you want to put two of them side by side. But this would be fine. I just want to see that you're able to pull up some of your prior work and add a title block to it. Cool, huh? I have so much fun with this stuff. It's just really neat. There we go. And so while we're at it, I'm going to show you, maybe I'll show you, hold on a sec. I'm going to show you, I'm not sure that we have all the weld symbols loaded right now. Doesn't look like we have the weld symbols in our current build. No, we just have GDT. Oh well, that's okay. I was going to show you in Inventor we have all the weld symbols laid in. Maybe I'll do one one in Inventor for you at some point. But there we go. We've got cool stuff going on. Next week, the idea would be that you'll be able to put some critical dimensions on this. Okay. All right. So let me see what I was going to go over today. I went over create a title block. And I went over use standard title blocks to present 4 drawings. Well, let me just do one other thing. If you're interested. Okay, so now I'm going to open up one more. I'll open up that one. If I want to, I could put them all in one drawing. I just did a Control C. Or previous drawing. There we go. And I can put this one in here. Should be able to. Hold on. There we go. Cool. So now how am I going to show that on another one? I'm going to rename this one. You'll see why in a minute. This is going to be my array-1. So I'm going to go to my resource file again, and I'm going to pull another one. So now maybe this time I'll use this mechanical A size. Hold on a sec. Huh, looks like the one we just did, doesn't it? Okay. And so now I can put in even another one. So I've got many drawings all showing up. There we go. And now I'll set my mode, get it kind of set. And it looks like 1 to 2 is going to fit nicely. If I go much bigger than that, a 1 to 1, it's going to be hard to fit stuff in there. So I'll fit a 1 to 2. What was this thing? Arcs? The file is called 4 previous drawings. What's my scale on this one? 1 equals 2. Today's date is month 09-28-21, 1 of 1. Let's see what it looks like when I do a print preview of that one. And you should do your snip from a print preview. That's what you should be doing your snip from. There we go. And so that's how you go about doing it. You don't have to pick the same title block. You can pick a B size title block or an A size title block. You could put each one on its own page. You can put 2 on one page or 3 on one and 1 on another. Up to you what you decide to do. Okay? So there we go. That's really what this week is about. I don't think it's a ton of work this week if you get it. And it's a little bit hard. I mean, we're getting into not just clicking lines. And then this orthographic stuff we're going to spend the whole time on Thursday. And then you're going to get even more next week because it's hard to figure out. But I'm going to show you some really cool stuff next week on orthographics. Okay? Any questions before I turn off the recording? Okay, then off we go.